Hey everybody, how you doing today? Welcome back to my channel for another taste test. Today we're going to be trying some chips. These are Utz and they're called the crab chip. They're actually just potato chips flavored with Chesapeake Bay crab seasoning. Now when I first picked them up, I'm like, oh, there is no way that they have chips that are flavored like crab. No way. That's gross. But I was gonna buy them and try them anyway. But when I read the description, I decided they might be a lot better than I thought they would be. And they have been making them, I guess, for years. So apparently they're a pretty good seller, but I've never tried them. It's like our grocery store doesn't carry Utz, and occasionally you can get it at our Walmart. So I just decided I'd get something a little bit different to try. Now, oh, they smell kind of like when I bring home a crab boil. But we're going to taste these in just a minute after we talk about some Halloween stuff. Now, when I was a kid, it would have been the years I was Halloween trick-or-treating, it would have been the late 50s and early 60s. And we used to have the party at school, and we'd have the parade around the school, and parents would come and take pictures, just, yada, yada. Back then, it wasn't out of the ordinary for kids to go, a couple of kids together, and we're gone. And you trick-or-treated in your own neighborhood. Nobody drove kids around to, let's go to the better neighborhoods for better candy, or there's more people living here. It's like there are areas here in town, and we're a small town, where, every year they know that they're just going to be overwhelmed with kids. But back then, we used to go by ourselves. One year, I remember the house down the street. We knocked on the door. Nobody answered. So we turned around to walk away, and this was myself and my nephew, who was the same age as me. And we were probably 6, 7, around that age. Well, as we got to the street, they called us back to the door and put a bag in our trick-or-treat bags, and we took off and left and went and finished coming back down the street to our house. And my mom looks in the bag and she's like, who put this bag in here? And I'm like, well, down there. And I mentioned their name, which I won't hear. But turns out they plugged our trick-or-treat bag with a brown paper bag of crap. It was full of dog crap. I think that was probably, one of the most stunning things at that time, because that kind of stuff didn't go on. It just didn't happen. But, yeah, we did. Then there was the year that Halloween was on a Sunday. Well, back then, you didn't go trick-or-treating on Sunday. You always had it on Saturday night if it was on a Sunday. So we, and a lot of the kids around the neighborhood knocked on one door, and the lady came to the door, and she had candy, and her husband was standing behind her and just cussed us up one side of the wall and down the other because y'all are just greedy because tomorrow is Halloween and you're out here doing this today and you're going to be back out collecting candy tomorrow, aren't you? It's like, and she turned around and she's like, oh, Bob or whatever his name was. She's like, tomorrow is Sunday. He's like, still, we're going to wind up giving out candy tomorrow. I'll never forget that nasty old man. And it's like, it's funny the things you remember. And a lot of times you remember the bad things and not necessarily the good things. So, but I'm sure that we had a lot of really good times out trick-or-treating and at our Halloween parties at school, and everybody brought treats to school. And we had our little parade, and then the rest of the afternoon was, dedicated to partying, as well as, 6 or 7-year-olds can party. But anyway, let's get back to these chips. It's like I said, they smell kind of like a shrimp boil. And nice coated chip. Well, as far as the chips go, the chips themselves are good. They're nice and light and crispy. But I just don't care for that seasoning on there. It's like, first off, if I'm going to have potato chips, I prefer plain ones. But if I'm going to have flavors, probably barbecue or sour cream and onion would be my favorites. I've had some really good ones. Oh, excuse me. That I've tried. But, I think I don't care for these. They're almost too salty. It's like, I guess other people like them or they wouldn't be making them year after year. But the chips themselves, probably 2 or 3 points ahead of Lay's. So they got that going for them. I'm going to have to try another flavor. So that's my opinion on the Utz crab chips. The chips get a 10 out of 10. The flavoring on them, I'd give it a 4 or 5 because they will get eaten around here. Chips always do. But yeah, I won't buy them again. So y'all have a good day. And thank you for coming by and seeing me again. So you guys chill. Have a good Halloween. Thanks. Bye.